Coco Chanel once said that elegance is a refuge, but then why do you feel like a refugee in your own closet every morning, staring at dozens of pieces and walking out the door looking like, well, anything but elegant? Here's the truth no one tells you. Truly elegant women don't spend hours getting dressed. They've discovered something you haven't. Yet. Grace Kelly looked flawless in every public appearance. Audrey Hepburn was the definition of effortless sophistication. What did they have that you don't? Here's the first secret that will change everything. Elegance isn't about having more clothes. It's about having the right clothes. You're making basic mistakes that are sabotaging your look before you even leave the house. And no, it's not your body, your age, or your budget. There are 7 simple rules every woman should know. Rules that can turn an ordinary wardrobe into a collection of impeccable outfits. If you're tired of feeling poorly dressed despite a full closet, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon, and give this video a like, because here, you'll learn that elegance isn't a privilege for a few, it's a right for anyone who knows the right secrets. And the first of these 7 rules will completely surprise you. The foundation of elegance no one taught you. Jennifer Aniston, at 55, has more radiant skin than many women half her age. That's because she discovered a truth the beauty industry doesn't want you to know. Less is infinitely more. Meanwhile, that same industry makes billions selling you the opposite. So you end up buying 15 products thinking it'll help, but instead, you just look like you tried too hard. 3 basic steps make more impact than a 10-step Korean skincare routine. Cleansing removes what doesn't serve you, hydration brings life to your skin, and sunscreen preserves what you've built. Here's the real test. If it takes you more than 30 seconds to apply your moisturizer, you're using too much. The right product should absorb quickly without leaving an oily residue. It should be obvious, but chances are, you're even overcomplicating this. Your skin is reacting poorly to all that chemistry, but you blame your age when the real issue is excess. Gwyneth Paltrow's 5-minute makeup routine garners more praise than some red carpet looks. Why? Because she knows that well-groomed brows frame the face, lightweight foundation lets skin breathe, a touch of mascara opens the eyes, and the right lipstick shade finishes everything without looking like a costume. Try the napkin test. Apply your foundation and press a tissue to your face. If it leaves a mark, you're wearing a mask, not enhancing your natural beauty. Most women still believe they need 20 products just to leave the house, so they waste fortunes and precious time creating masks instead of amplifying what's already there. The real secret isn't in the expensive products you use, but in the ones you choose not to. The power of well-cared-for hair. At 54, Jennifer Lopez has hair more enviable than that of many 20-something influencers. Why? Because she realized beautiful hair isn't natural, it's properly treated. Yet, you might be destroying yours every morning without even knowing it. You spend a fortune at salons thinking your hair struggles are genetic, when in fact, they're technical. Blow drying seems simple until you realize you've been doing it wrong for decades. A dryer pointed downward seals the cuticle and adds shine, but it must be 6 inches, 15 centimeters, from your head. Too close, and it dries and breaks the strands. Too far, and it doesn't dry properly. Rubbing with a towel is like using sandpaper on silk. It destroys the fiber. It should be basic knowledge, but no one taught you. That's why you have frizz, breakage, and dullness, but you blame the weather when the real issue is your technique. Leave-in conditioner isn't a luxury, it's life insurance for mature hair. The right product protects from heat, hydrates without weighing down, and helps create styles that last all day. The correct technique is to divide your hair into 4 sections and apply from the ends to the mid-lengths, never the roots, to avoid scalp oiliness and protect the most vulnerable areas. Victoria Beckham hasn't changed her hairstyle in years because she found her perfect formula. She understood that consistency beats experimentation. Meanwhile, you're still testing new products weekly, hoping for different miracles. The right hairstyle can save a bad day, but the wrong one can ruin even the best cut. The secret to wardrobes that actually work. Kate Middleton has worn virtually the same style of clothing for the past 15 years and still looks impeccable. That's because she understands elegance is math, not art. She invests in pieces that work together. Meanwhile, you probably own 50 items that match nothing. The golden rule is simple. Every piece should work in at least 3 different outfits. If something only suits one specific occasion, it's just taking up space in your wardrobe. The dominant neutrals formula solves this. 70% of your wardrobe in core colors: black, white, beige, navy, and gray, and 30% in colors or prints. That way, you always have a solid base for cohesive looks. A well-tailored blazer rescues more outfits than all the accessories in the world. It transforms jeans into office attire, a casual dress into dinner wear, and a basic tee into a chic brunch look. This should be obvious, yet you still buy cute pieces that only work once, so your closet is full, but you have nothing to wear. The white shirt is the underrated wild card until you desperately need one. At 84, Carolina Herrera proves a crisp white shirt is more powerful than any trend. Paired with black tailored pants, a plain midi dress, a structured cardigan, and nude mid-heel shoes. It forms the quintet that solves 90% of your wardrobe needs. She discovered that timeless staples outlast seasonal novelties. While you're still falling for what's in, spending more and dressing worse, 7 right pieces will give you more options than a whole wrong wardrobe. The art of not thinking about what to wear. Rihanna always looks put together, even when wearing the boldest colors of the rainbow. That's because she discovered a secret designer's guard closely. Matching sets eliminate 90% of fashion decisions. Meanwhile, you're still spending 20 minutes each morning trying to mix and match separate pieces, so you end up running late and unhappy with your outfit. A coordinated set is elegant laziness at its smartest. When someone has already created the combination for you, all you have to do is put it on and go, especially in summer, when colors and prints can become a coordination nightmare. The 60-40 proportion rule explains why some sets work and others don't. One piece must visually dominate while the other complements. Crop tops with high-waisted pants, longer tops with shorter bottoms. This should be obvious, yet you probably think wearing a set shows a lack of creativity, so you stick to the stress of building a new outfit from scratch every day. Amel Clooney doesn't waste time wondering if her blouse matches her skirt. She invests in pieces designed to go together. A long vest with coordinated shorts solves the dilemma of how to wear statement pieces without messing up proportions. Even with monochromatic sets, subtle contrast in tone or texture, like navy and petroleum blue or satin and crepe, adds depth without breaking harmony. She got it. Sets eliminate the guesswork of what's flattering. You, however, still resist because you think it'll look like a uniform, so you keep complicating what could be simple. The difference between looking polished and looking like you tried too hard lies in one choice you'd never expect: the trick that separates dressed from put together. Diane Keaton never leaves the house without a third piece, be it a blazer, belt, or accessory that transforms basic into sophisticated. She learned that 2 elements make you look dressed, but 3 make you look intentional. Meanwhile, you probably stop at 2, thinking, this is good enough, and leave the house technically dressed, but visually unfinished. The blazer is the ultimate morning crisis solver. It injects structure into any average outfit. Jeans and a tee become business casual. A simple dress becomes meeting ready. The ideal third piece should be removable to adapt your look across settings. A blazer for the office that comes off at happy hour. A belt that turns a loose dress into a defined silhouette. This should be second nature, but you hesitate because blazers are too formal and miss out on one of the most democratic tools of adult elegance. The belt is the most underrated and forgotten accessory in women's wardrobes. The 2-belt rule solves almost everything. 1 black leather belt for dark pieces and jeans, 1 brown for lighter neutrals. That duo covers 95% of styling needs. Jennifer Aniston wears belts even when they're not technically necessary because she knows belts create a waist where there isn't one. An outfit without a belt is like a sentence without punctuation. It works, but doesn't convince. Belts define the silhouette and complete the look, yet you often skip this step out of laziness, leaving your outfits looking unfinished, even if the pieces are perfect. A sweater over the shoulders is pure Parisian charm without needing to be born in France. It turns any casual look into effortless elegance, adding both color and texture without compromising the original outfit. Proportion is key. If your outfit has dominant horizontal lines like cropped pants, add a vertical element like a long blazer. If you're wearing a long dress with vertical flow, balance it with a horizontal element like a belt. But there's one element that beats them all: the detail that can make or break any outfit. Sarah Jessica Parker turned shoes into stars on Sex and the City, but you're probably still treating your feet as an afterthought. She understood that shoes are the literal and figurative foundation of any outfit. Yet, most women spend time perfecting their clothes and then fumble at the finish line, building an impeccable look that collapses in the last 6 inches. Heels are the most obvious solution for instant elegance, but not every woman lives in stilettos. The trick lies in finding flats that don't look like you gave up. Pointed nude ballet flats are pure math. The pointed toe elongates the leg, nude tones go with everything without competing, and the slim silhouette keeps it chic, even without added height. This should be common sense, yet you probably still choose shoes based on color rather than shape, so you end up with 20 pairs that each only match one outfit. Kate Middleton wears loafers like jewelry for the feet. Structured leather and classic form give that automatic old money elegance, transforming even jeans into a polished look. She understood loafers carry a built-in heritage of refinement, but you might be underestimating the power of a well-constructed shoe, so your casual outfits remain too casual even when you don't want them to. The secret that elevates ordinary outfits to extraordinary. Sofia Vergara never leaves the house without at least 2 delicate pieces of jewelry: a simple ring and a fine necklace you may not even notice, but that make all the difference. She discovered that subtle jewelry works like seasoning in food. When used well, it enhances everything without stealing the spotlight. You probably still think jewelry is too much for everyday wear, so your outfits end up almost there, but never fully elegant. Statement pieces are like shouting in a conversation. They demand attention, but everything else has to whisper to avoid clashing. The problem with big jewelry is that it dictates the entire outfit. You have to build around it, choose colors that don't compete, textures that don't conflict. The rule of inverse proportion explains it all. The more elaborate your outfit, the simpler your jewelry should be. The more basic your look, the more you can layer fine pieces. This should warn you of unnecessary complexity, but you probably still feel obligated to wear that family heirloom that weighs 200 grams, turning getting dressed into a Hollywood production. Emma Stone has used the same formula for years. Thin rings, a delicate necklace, and small earrings that work with any outfit. The secret is having a jewelry uniform for busy days. Tiny earrings, one slim ring, and a fine necklace that pair effortlessly with 90% of your wardrobe. When layering necklaces, staggered lengths are key. Leave at least a 2-inch, 5 centimeters, gap between each, from choker to long chain, to avoid bulk. Delicate jewelry is the key to effortless elegance because it's never wrong, never clashes with fabric or color, and never requires planning. Sophia understood that subtlety multiplies your options instead of limiting them, but you may still be underestimating the cumulative power of small pieces. So you keep thinking you need a bold piece to make a difference. The difference between looking dressed and looking complete lies in a choice that weighs just 2 grams. So now you know, a minimalist 3-step skincare routine, 5-minute makeup, hair cared for with the right technique, key wardrobe pieces that work together, matching sets that eliminate decision fatigue, a third piece that elevates the basics, and delicate jewelry that finishes the look. 6 secrets that separate women who merely get dressed from women who show up to the world with confidence. You can keep wasting time every morning building outfits from scratch, or you can apply these strategies and reclaim your life. The choice has always been yours. If this video opened your eyes to what you've been doing wrong, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, because here, you'll learn that elegance isn't about complicating, it's about simplifying smartly. Elegance is courage disguised as simplicity. When you master these principles, you're not just changing your wardrobe, you're changing how the world sees you, and more importantly, how you see yourself. Comment below, less is always more, if you're ready for this transformation. Which of these tips will you try first? See you in the next video!